Hi everybody. For those of you who don't know me, I am Lindsay. I am the owner and creator of Mushnik's Little Shop of Horticulture. Just wanted to introduce myself. This is my first ever plant video. It's awkward despite being the only one in the room, so hopefully I'll get better at these. Just don't judge me. I just wanted to start talking a little bit about my shop, my plants, best sellers, worst sellers, how I care for them, you know, plant knowledge. I've killed several plants. It's a learning curve. It's not about a green thumb. It's not about having a black thumb. It's learning. It's seriously a learning curve. Some live and some die. That's just how it goes. But starting out, I haven't always loved plants, had plants. I started collecting some plants a few years ago. It all started with one little plant that I can't even remember the name of. I think I got it to bloom maybe 3 times, but I kept it alive. I kept it alive for like 5 years, and it lived with me. I took it from house to apartment to the next house, and it just kind of hung in there, but it died ultimately. I don't know what else to say. But over the years, my love of plants has started growing. I started joining Facebook pages, plant forums, and I started really learning about species and varieties above and beyond what you find in your Home Depot, in your Walmart, in your Lowe's. After a while, those get boring, and they don't change it. They don't bring in new plants and all that, and they're beautiful. They're beautiful, but once you learn about how many different kinds and the beauty and where they come from, it's huge. It's really interesting. It's really fun to learn, and they're beautiful, absolutely beautiful. And so I decided while I was working my accounting job that I wanted to start my own business. I have such supportive friends and family who, not a single one of them told me not a good idea, it's gonna fail, you're gonna do bad, nobody wants plants. And that was amazing. Kept me humble, but also made me feel really positive about my decision. So in October of 2019, I applied for my LLC, got my employee ID numbers, did all the licenses, resale, blah, 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 stockbroker's license, all that kind of stuff. And I started doing farmers markets, arts and crafts expos, doing succulent arrangements, selling some houseplants here and there. And then in April of this year, unfortunately, I got laid off because of COVID. And I decided, well, shit, I can't go to farmers markets, I can't go to arts and crafts fairs, everything's shut down, the whole world shut down, we all know that, and that sucks. So I decided to move online. The easiest and best platform for me to start, I decided, was on Etsy, because it is its own marketplace. So the customers are there, and I kind of kicked myself in the ass that I didn't start sooner. So I started my Etsy page at the end of May. It's really been taking off quite well. I've had a lot of great feedback, a lot of great reviews. I'm lucky that, usually every week or two I can restock and find new varieties to offer all my customers. And it's a really good feeling. And I'm going to put my Etsy link down low. I also have an Instagram. I also have a Facebook. I'm going to put those down low too. So if you guys want to follow any of those pages, I'll have those there for you in the bottom. So now that I've wasted all your time with that information and how I got started. I want to today talk about some of the plants I sell. I would say best sellers, but they all sell really well. One week it'll be this plant, next week it'll be that plant. So every week is completely different. They all seem to sell really well. I have a lot of followers that are really smart plant people. They know what they're looking for. And I'm lucky that I have what I have to offer for them. So starting out, majority of my Etsy page is Calathea, which is funny because I used to kill every single one of them. They're once you figure them out, they're easy. So now at this point, I consider them to be my easiest plant to take care of. Calathea, they can also be known as prayer plants. The reason for this is because during the day, the leaves tend to flatten out. During the night, they tend to go up into a prayer position. The leaves curl upwards. It's pretty cool to see. If I can find a time-lapse video, I'll probably post that on my Facebook page. It's really a cool thing. Out of the corner of your eye, you kind of see them move and you think you're losing your mind. But that's just what they do. So starting out, I think we're going to talk about the Orbifolia. This one is awesome. When I didn't know anything about Calatheas before, I had seen this one, and I think it was an Instagram photo or a Facebook photo, I don't remember, but it was gorgeous. Couldn't find them anywhere, and then when I finally linked up with my wholesaler that I found in Zellwood, like, tell me you know where that is. I don't know. It's in the center of the state of Florida. Anyway, I found these and I was so happy, and it started out being my best seller, and I probably sold that one the most out of all the ones I have. So let me show you. All right. This one is Calathea Orbifolia. Look at how freaking gorgeous this is. Large round leaves with beautiful striping. You can see we have a new leaf coming in. That's what they look like. They curl outwards. Don't mind the dead leaves back there. I gotta trim those. But how beautiful is that? Calathea Orbifolia. All right, next up I have, and I love saying this word, Calathea vittata. Vittata. V-I-T-T-A-T-A. This one's pretty cool too. Now this one has leaves on the smaller side. It will, eventually as it gets bigger, the leaves will get longer. But look how beautiful this is. Beautiful vibrant green with nice white, beautiful striping all down the leaves. Got some new ones coming in on that too, curling out. Unfurling, we like to say. Beautiful. Another really popular one I have is called Calathea ornata, also known as pinstripe. Now this one is a beautiful dark green. We've got stripes that kind of curve, and beautiful pink. You'll see the underside of a lot of Calatheas are this really deep magenta purple color. Got a new leaf coming here in the middle. This one's really, really popular. As it gets older, the stems will get a lot leggier, so it'll grow pretty tall, and the leaves will also go longer as well. This one is the Calathea ornata, or the pinstripe. The next one I have is called Calathea zebrina. For its stripes, I guess, like a zebra. Anyway, this one is harder to find, but they are gorgeous. You've got deep greens, light greens, beautiful dark and green stripes, and the best part, it's fuzzy. It's like velvety. It's like super fine. I could just touch it all day. But my boyfriend tells me not to touch the plants. That's how you kill the plants. Don't touch the plants, Lindsay. Stop touching the plants. Zebrina. Do I have another one? Yes, one more. Now this one is also in a 4-inch pot, but it's deceivingly bigger than other Calatheas of its age. This one is Medallion. Look at it, the leaves look like little medallions. That's kind of how it gets its name. So this one is so pretty, so much bigger. You can see how big it is. Beautiful purple underside leaves. New one coming out on top. Newer leaves will have this light green, but as they age, they'll go to this darker green. It's got some white, it looks a little pastel-y through there with purple reddish stems. That one's Calathea Medallion. Now I started out with the Calathea because that was initially when I went to my wholesaler, and it's hard to find a good wholesaler. Some are just brokers. You order the plants, that's it, and you go and you have them shipped, which can be really expensive. Unfortunately, my business is still small at the moment, so I prefer to drive and pick them up. And this wholesaler, despite being about an hour and 15 minutes away, they let me walk in, take a look at what I'm buying, choose the ones I want. I don't have to rely on somebody else to pick out those plants for me. You know, that way I can look for pests, I can look for soil quality, I can look for overwatering or underwatering, which can be detrimental to your Calathea. So it's been amazing. And they specialize mostly in ferns, but they have a growing selection of Calathea. So I decided that's where I was going to start. Now, like I said before, I used to kill every Calathea that I ever had. You learn. But what I've learned is that Calathea, they do well in medium to bright light. Now that's indirect light. You don't ever want to put them in direct sun. That will scorch the leaves and you will kill your plant. So indirect light means it can be in front of a window, just off to the side, so that it's not getting direct sun. East windows and south windows are very good. West windows are okay, but that sun is going to be a lot hotter, a lot brighter, and a lot more direct sun. So if you have somewhere off to the side or out of direct sun in a west window, that can work as well also. Also, if you have a sheer or a curtain that can filter that light, that's fine as well. But medium to bright indirect light. Now they can tolerate low light. Now the word tolerate means tolerate. It's not going to thrive. It's going to grow slow. Your color won't be as vibrant, but it'll live. I mean, it'll live, but it won't thrive. So low light's okay, but it's not its favorite thing in the world. Also, Calathea, they like to stay moist. Now, what does that mean? That means moist soil. You don't want it to be soggy and dripping wet. You just want it to be damp to the touch. Now, what I've learned is I see a lot of people in forums, online, they do the finger test, which is fine. That's how you should do it. Finger test, feel if the soil is damp. Now, people always say top 1 to 2 inches, maybe here or here on your finger. If that's dry, go ahead and give it a full, thorough watering, meaning you water until you see the water come out of the bottom of the pot and let it drain. I have not had success doing it that way. The best way, that's probably how I killed them before, it stayed too wet for too long. The best way that I found, squeeze bottle. My boyfriend brought this home for me and it has been a game changer. So the best thing about this is my soil is always damp. If it looks a little dry on top, I'll just squirt some, just a little bit. Let's see, we can do this. So here we go. Right at the base. That's it. That's seriously it. You don't need more than that. If you're doing that every few days while you're checking your plants, you're going to be fine. Don't flood it with water. It's going to stay too wet for too long. That's just enough to keep it moist. Now this is great. This is from a restaurant, actually, this little squeeze bottle. So you can find these in Walmart, Amazon. I think Walmart starts at like $1, but I don't know how small they are. Amazon, you can usually find like 2 packs that start at like $5, $6, $7. But this is a lifesaver. It's great for succulents also, because you don't want to dump water all on succulent leaves. So this is perfect to just kind of squeeze it at the base, fill it up, and let it go. The next best thing is humidity. Calatheas love humidity. If you think about where they come from jungle and rainforest floors. So direct sun is filtered by plants that are above in the canopies. It's very humid, very muggy. Now, we don't like to keep our houses like that. It's uncomfortable. That's just how it is. We're human. But what I do is I use pebble trays. Anything can be a pebble tray. What is a pebble tray? It's a tray with pebbles, basically. But it doesn't have to be ugly. So when I think of pebble tray, I think of these. These are little water catchers that go under your pots. When you water, goes through, comes out. I don't like to use them for that because then your plant is just sitting in water. However, use it as a pebble tray. So you get these, you can get them in terracotta. This one's terracotta. You can get them in plastic. You can get them in clear plastic. They're cheap. They're nothing. So you want to get this. Get some pebbles. Put it here. You want to put enough to fill up the bottom though, because you want it to be an even bottom for your plant to sit on. Something a little bit deeper would probably be better. That way it holds water longer and you're not filling it up every day, every couple of days. And you just fill it with water. Put your plant right on top of it. Like so. Boom. You want to make sure that the water doesn't come to the top of the rocks though, because that could potentially hit the bottom of the plant. Your soil could suck up more water than it really needs to. That could lead to overwatering and root rot of your plant. Now, why does a pebble tray work? Like it's seriously just water sitting in rocks. It works because of evaporation. As your water evaporates into the air, whether it be outside, inside your house, that's how it works. It's evaporation. Comes up and goes through the plant, obviously, directly up to the sky. Extra humidity. However, I don't like the look of a pebble tray. So what I do, I get a decorative pot. Make sure that it doesn't have a hole at the bottom. Look at that. I think I got this one from like Ross, $4.99. I still have the tag on it. It's so cute, right? Made in Portugal. Anyway, I like the decorative pots because one, I can keep the plant in the nursery pot. I don't like to repot right away when I get a new plant. I think it's a bad idea because you could shock your plant. When you bring a new plant home, you want to put it where you plan on keeping it, by the window, in a bright corner, on the table, wherever. You want it to acclimate to that spot. And the better it acclimates, the less stressed out your plant's going to be, because some plants react very badly to being stressed out. Yellow leaves, brown leaves, leaves falling off mostly is the biggest problem. Before you know it, you're left with 2 leaves and that's it. Nobody likes that. So I like to keep it in the nursery pot that I got it from, actually permanently. Some people like to repot after a week, after 2 weeks, once it's acclimated, and that's fine. But the reason I like to keep it in its nursery pot is so that I can use a pretty pot, fill it with my pebbles, and use that as my humidity tray. This one has about 2 inches worth of pebbles. I've got bigger rocks on the bottom, smaller pebbles on the top. Water. Boom. I've just made a pebble tray that you can't even see. And depending on how tall your pot is, you could take some of the rocks out. That way you don't see the nursery pot. But that doesn't really bother me that much. But I also like to keep it in the nursery pot. So if I do need to take my plant out and give it a good thorough watering, if it's been dry too long or something like that, I just take it out. I don't have to lug this heavier pot around or anything like that. This is way easier. Take it to the sink, use distilled water, whatever you do, and let it drain before you put it back into the pot. And it's so much prettier, don't you think? I love this pot. I don't know if it's really made in Portugal or if that's just a ploy, but it sold me on it. Pebbles. What kind of pebbles can you use? Anything. The bigger rocks that I have at the bottom, I found outside in my poorly landscaped apartment complex. Let me show you. These suckers. It's just like, I don't even think it's, I don't know, it might just be broken up concrete. I don't know, but I found it outside. And yes, I washed it. I don't know if there's dog pee on it or anything, but I washed it. So those are on the bottom. And then if you just need smaller pebbles, use anything. You can get pumice, which is often used in potting soil mixes. I like to use it in my potting soil mix. Provides good aeration and good drainage. So you can use pumice. You can use decorative pebbles that you find in like the craft section of your store, or Walmart, Joann Fabrics, Michaels, wherever you go. Those kind of pebbles. You can use glass beads, you know, the little pretty colored round ones. Most recently, I picked up aquarium rocks. And I think it was a 5-pound bag for like $4 at Walmart. So it helped a lot because the decorative ones are a bit more expensive. So aquarium rocks work well as well. You don't have to like spend all money. If you want an even cheaper option, if you have a lot of plants that you decide that you want to do a pebble tray for, use what is it called? Pea gravel. You buy like, I don't know, what is it, 30, 50-pound bags at like Ace Home Depot for $4-5. So that works as well. But whatever you get, you want to make sure you wash it first. Wash it, drain it, let all the pebbles, rocks, pumice, pea gravel, whatever you use, let it dry. Wash it, let it dry. You don't know what kind of chemicals or fertilizers or anything that could be in those. You don't want it to affect your plant. So make sure you wash those. Now, high volume. Obviously, I have high volume here. So let me see. I'll show you my high volume pebble trays. Tupperware. I get them from Walmart. They're like $2. Holds 8 plants. And look at that. There's my aquarium rocks. Now, because I have so many plants in one bucket, I probably fill water every, I don't know, 4 or 5 days, once a week or so. But that's because I have a lot and they require a lot of humidity. Keeps the soil nice and moist. And obviously, these are not decorative. These are the ones I sell. So I got to keep as much inventory as possible. This is what worked for me. Fits perfectly on my wire shelf under my grow lights. Works amazing. Also, if you're a hardcore houseplant person, you probably already have a humidifier. Humidifiers are a good option. I would show you mine, but they're plugged in, intertwined. It's probably a serious fire hazard. I think about it all the time. But humidifiers, you can buy big ones. There's no need to get expensive with it. I think the last one I bought like Black Friday on Amazon. I think I got it for like 30 or 40 bucks. It holds maybe a little shy of a half gallon, and takes maybe 16 hours to go all the way through it. When I first started using a humidifier, I used one of the oil diffusers, you know, the cute little things, oil, smell good. But I stopped using it as an oil diffuser because I found out some of those oils can be toxic for your animals. So I decided to stop doing that. I believe it was mainly eucalyptus, even though it smells good. I love my dog. So I started using that one before I graduated up to a bigger one for all the plants I had. So those work well as well. I think I got mine at TJ Maxx for, I don't know, like 10, 12 bucks. But those work good. So, and then also what helps with humidity is grouping your plants together. If you have a nice bright corner and you don't mind the, I don't know, overstuffed corner plant look, put them all together. They feed off of each other. It creates more humidity, just like it would in jungle outside. All the plants together. They love being together. That's how they survive, I guess. I don't know. Don't listen to that. So anyway, those are some of my calatheas, some of my bestsellers on Etsy. I believe I have them ranging anywhere between 15 bucks and 30 bucks, depending on the pot size that you get. I have a 4-inch pot size of everything, and then I have 6-inch pot size on a few ones that I could get my hands on. I believe a Beauty Star, Stromanth, and Orbifolia, the pretty striped one. So like I said, between 15 and 30 bucks. Every listing on my Etsy has care information, light, temperature, water, humidity, that sort of thing. What else? I think that might be it for my first video, y'all. So anyways, like I said, I'm going to drop the links down in the description. You can like, follow, share. Shares are always good. Word of mouth is amazing. It's the best advertising you can possibly have. I'll put all the links down low. You can visit the Etsy page. You can see the listings. If you have any questions, any tips, any tricks that I don't know of yet or that I haven't talked about, please let me know down low. I like to learn. Tell me about the plants that you've killed. Tell me about the plants that you've kept alive. Those are always fun stories as well. So questions, comments, please let me know. And if you like this video, also please let me know. If you didn't like this video, just keep your mouth shut, because this is my first time, and we all have that first time. Anyways, from Mushnik's Little Shop of Horticulture, I am Lindsay once again. I'll make another video soon about some of the other ones I have, and if you have any video ideas or things you want to learn about that I might know about, let me know. I hope you guys have a good day.